Good morning, Pakistan. My name is Naila Shuja.
And I'm Muzammil Ali Khan. And what an occasion! What an occasion! Shanghai
Absolutely.
Cooperation Organization, Eurasia's biggest event. You talk about geopolitics, you talk about geoeconomic affairs, geostrategic affairs. This heads of state meeting, this council meeting is biggest in this region. And here we are today covering all of it. Now,
Absolutely.
Naila,
Now, it is the 23rd meeting of the Council of the Heads of Government for the member states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization here in Islamabad, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine, after 11 long years, the Chinese Premier Li Shang has visited Pakistan. Amazing. We are so happy that he is here, and we're absolutely enthralled for the upcoming SCO Summit that is taking place starting from today, as the guests will be arriving today, and there will be a warm welcome for all of them.
now talking about warm welcome, our streets were cleaned up, our roads were cleaned up. Why? Because the Pakistani nation and the Pakistani departments that are working and the higher-ups that are involved in it, everybody's working hand in hand, excited. We are absolutely enthralled to receive our guests, our brothers. These countries, these heads of state, and especially China, coming here to Pakistan, and the biggest meeting of this region taking place. We are honored. We are honored, absolutely, and thrilled to receive all of our friends and guests here. Our streets were cleaned up and there were big arrangements made.
Absolutely. Did you see the beautiful peacocks that have been placed on Constitution
peacocks.
Avenue?
Oh my God, yes.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see on your screens, Islamabad, it is unrecognizable. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. There are flowers and trees, and it is a beautiful city as it is, but the enhancement that's been done, as you can see, we have the lights placed on the Constitution Avenue and all throughout Islamabad, and we have SMGs.
Beautiful in the nighttime and the evening, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We actually went for a walk because we are on duty 24/7 here at PTV World. So we went out for a walk last night, and we saw all of the beautiful lights and the flowers, and honestly, it looked exceptional.
It looked exceptional, and on your screens, as you can see, that all of the beautification that is done, these are heavy investments, not at the hands of the members who are trying to put up these decorations only, but at the hands of the craftsmen who worked day in and day out. Now, I'm talking about, when I say craftsmen, I'm talking about people who helped with building the small structures, and people who work in the horticulture department and who are responsible for bringing in the flowers and all the beautification,
Exactly.
you know. And with this, we can see the spirit with which we are ready to receive our guests.
Exactly.
Here.
Now, Muzammil, we have such a jam-packed SCO Summit for the from today actually and to tomorrow, that Li Qiang, the Premier of China, has inaugurated, ladies and gentlemen, the Gwadar International Airport. Amazing, and we are eternally grateful for our ironclad brothers who are the Chinese, and we are eternally grateful for their support. The mutual trust that exists between Pakistan and China is immense and goes beyond the Himalayas, and it goes beyond deeper than the seas. And it's absolutely phenomenal to see that, you know, everyone who has come to Pakistan as of now regarding the SCO Summit has all been smiles. Everyone is so excited to be here, and we are excited to be covering this whole event live from the studios of PTV World.
You see, about progressing forward, about moving forward with ambition, wherever China is spoken of, or wherever Pakistan is spoken of, you know, if Pakistan is being spoken about, China's friendship comes into play. If we have China being talked about, we've got Pakistan's name that comes into play. This friendship is a worldwide example. And with this, we are joined by Miss Naila Chauhan. Now, giving you a little bit about Miss Naila Chauhan, she is the former ambassador
of Pakistan, and she has been posted all around the world, and she has experienced vast cultures and vast arts and everything. And we wanted to ask her about how she sees the beautification of Islamabad. Yes, Ms. Naila Chauhan, thank you so much for joining us first and foremostly.
Thank you so much, Naila, for inviting me. We do have a common name, although different spelling. Yes, Islamabad is always beautiful. It's the most beautiful capital you can think of. And now we have further decorated it. It is basically Pakistan's way of welcoming guests. It's showing respect to your guests because when you beautify your house, you are showing to your guests that we value your presence and we want to do everything to make you comfortable. So, in that sense, it is a very special occasion for Pakistan, and we are one of the most welcoming people in the world. So, as they say, Ji Ayanu, welcome, Pakhair Raghli, to all the guests.
Absolutely.
Now, as Ms. Naila Chan, a question that I would want to ask, as the former ambassador, you have a vast experience of interactions with all the states that come into the play of international politics. And right before this show, I was talking to some friends of mine back in Lahore, and they were excited about this event happening here in Pakistan. And how do you, for the people of Pakistan who are listening to us right now, both in Pakistan and abroad, how would you describe our capital and the beauty of it when it's appreciated by the community worldwide? How would you express those words?
Well, Islamabad is, there are many capitals which are similar. For example, Canberra, Brasilia, they are all new capitals, but they are based on a different philosophy. In Islamabad, there are grids, so you have avenues in the streets, and it's very well planned. Canberra is also very well planned, but it goes in circles. So it's not like grids, it's in circles. And same goes for Brasilia. They're all planned cities, but they're unique. Islamabad becomes more special because we have basically blended in with nature. So you see all the nature here. Of course, you see that in Canberra also, you see it in Brasilia also. But with Islamabad, when you enter and we are, going on the Faisal Avenue, it is such a beautiful view, especially when it's a little drizzly or a little cloudy. And even when the sun is shining, the flowers, the aroma, and now with special decorations and lights at night also, it's mesmerizing.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Han, I actually would love to get into the nitty gritties right now, and I want to talk a little bit more about the SCO. So, how do you see the SCO's influence in shaping regional security and cooperation?
Well, I think SEO has a very important role to play. It is unique as compared to other regional organizations that we have, that it connects two continents. you know it has a very vast landscape that it covers a very large population of the world with very, I mean, if you look at the total GDP, 40% of the world population is part of SCO. So in that sense, SCO is very special. uh, the organization was established not very long ago, but when it was established, it was known as Shanghai Five, and it was five countries that were member: China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. Subsequently, it started growing, and now it has 10 full members. It had first three observers, now it has two observers because Belarus has become a full member now. So Mongolia is, and now you know that their premier is coming, their prime minister is coming. As far as the structure is concerned, you have the heads of states meeting, which is called Council of Head of States, CHS, which was held in Astana in July this year. And then it is Council of Heads of Governments. So it is CHG, which is being held in Pakistan. The chair is basically rotated on alphabetic order. So Pakistan has the privilege to host it this time. And the following meeting will be held in Moscow because after P comes R, so Russia will be the next host early next year. The objective is very important. Initially, when it was established for security of the region. because they were newly independent states and there's a lot of, problems they were facing with their borders and all that. But as it expanded from Shanghai 5 to SCO, the agenda also expanded. And at this moment, the meeting that is being held in Islamabad has five major areas of concentration, although out of it, many other topics will come out. Mainly, it is multilateralism. It is also about counterterrorism. It is about trade and investments in the region. And it is about climate change. And it is about regional cooperation. So these are the main areas that they'll be focusing on. And from that, emanate other areas of mutual interest between and among the member countries. So
Right, right. So, ma'am, sorry to cut you off, but a question came to my mind since you were talking about this being the largest landmass on this part of the world and having over 40% of the world's population here. The people-to-people contacts and how those increasing those and the significance of SCO in this regard and that boosting the economy of Pakistan and the region over. What would be your comment on that?
Well, it is very important in that because not only is it under the ambit of SCO, there is also CPEC, there's also BRI, and this year connectivity is a very important topic in SCO consultations. So, regional consultations on how to enhance people-to-people contact, whether it is through tourism, whether it's through economic and trade relations, whether it is through air route or land route or sea route. As you know, yesterday the Chinese premier and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif launched the Gwadar airport also, which means air connectivity, and Gwadar is a deep sea port in the region. So it is very important for the regional countries because most of the Central Asian republics are landlocked. Actually, all of them are, except for they have Caspian Sea, but Caspian Sea is not really a sea, it's a lake. So they are kind of landlocked in that. So they all need accessibility to the ocean, and Pakistan through Gwadar will be the gateway for SCO. And in that context, it is very important bilaterally relations with China and regionally with all the regional countries of SCO, which are members.
Now, Mr. Han, just to kind of understand a little bit about you, I would like to know if you could visit any SCO state, where would you go, and what is one thing that you would like for the delegates from the SCO member states who are in Pakistan? What would you like for them to experience during their trip?
Well, I would like them to experience the similarities in our culture and also the uniqueness of each culture. They're all very beautiful countries. I have been to most of them. Actually, in 1992, when they were newly independent, in Foreign Office in Islamabad, we had, established the Central Asian Republic Division, which was called the CAR Division, and I was one of the first directors there. So I was basically instrumental in drafting policies to enhance our cooperation with the then newly independent countries. Now it's been 2 decades, but I have been deeply involved in that. If you look at, for example, Uzbekistan, Mirza Ghalib was an Uzbek, so you have that connectivity. I personally am Mrs. Chauhan, but I am Chughtai. And when I went to Uzbekistan, there's a whole area of Chughtais who welcomed me as though I was a lost friend or a lost family member. So it is very special. The relationship is very special. I've been to Iran. I was one of the
Thank you,
first
ma'am
female.
Naila, for providing us with such beautiful details and your view regarding the upcoming and the happening right now taking place at SCO Summit here. And yes, Naila.
Yes, so we actually have Raza Khan, who is our senior correspondent here at PTV World. He is at the occasion, and he is where it is happening. He is at the Pakistan-China Friendship Center here in Islamabad, where there is a great media facilitation that is being provided. So before I get into the details, I'm actually going to switch over to Raza Khan, and we're going to ask him what's going on, what's happening, and what details can he give us.
Viewers, I'm standing at the Media Facilitation Center here at Pakistan-China Friendship Center in Islamabad, which has been specially established by the Federal Ministry for Information and Broadcasting to facilitate the media professionals who are coming from the SCO member countries as well as observer countries like Mongolia and Turkmenistan, and 10 countries, the 10 member states of SCO. The journalists are going to come up here, and this is the Media Facilitation Center, and this is going to start filling up as the day progresses, and we are giving you this update. The main purpose of this facilitation center is to facilitate the media professionals, both from the electronic media, the online media, and it is not only for the Pakistani journalists, but also for the foreign delegates that are coming in, and all sorts of facilities such as internet, high-speed internet, and connectivity, as well as facilitation, the printouts, internet access, as well as other amenities, food, water, and others are going to be given to the delegates who are turning up, the media delegates from the different countries. And this is the main facilitation center where journalists are going to come, and they're going to be placed here, and their workstations, and they have fax for printouts. Different facilities are being provided to them over here. So as we come on this side as well, you can see the various conference tables have been fit, so media to media interaction can also take place over here. And if you look behind me, those different media screens shall show both the international as well as the local media channels shall be displayed over there. And what is the matter of honor for PTV World is that the main screens behind me, if you can see, they are showcasing PTV World. So you can see that these different screens, and and on this side as well, you can see that it's a multi-purpose facility that has been prepared just for facilitating the media delegates, because media-to-media relations play a big part in bringing the member countries closer, and media acts as a voice of people of SCO member countries. So this is Raza Khan reporting for PTV World from the Media Facilitation Center here at Pakistan-China Facilitation Center, Islamabad.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Raza Khan, who is our senior correspondent here at PTV World. I don't know if you noticed, Muzammil, but I saw a glimpse of PTV World.
That's the largest screen present there. That's on the venue. That's the largest screen present there. And the arrangements that have been made at the Pakistan-China Facilitation and Friendship Center are amazing, where the site for the delegates to meet each other, and where there are places that are dedicated to the meetings of certain leaders, and places that are given privacy, and then there are places for a public gathering. And as we know that all of the member states, if we account for the total number of delegates that Pakistan is receiving, it's a humbling over 1,000 delegates from all of these countries combined. That's a big number.
Absolutely. Amazing. Now, I do want to give a huge thank you to our Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Ataullah Tarar, for being able to provide Pakistan and being able to support Pakistan in all of his capacities, along with his team, for working tirelessly to make sure that Pakistan's voice is heard on the international level through the SCO and through the Media Facilitation Center, that is at the Pakistan-China Friendship Center here in Islamabad. Again, all of the ministries, the whole entire government of Pakistan is working, has worked, and will work tirelessly to make sure that events like this and such this event, the SCO, will be prosperous and will bring the best image and the best relationships for Pakistan. And now we are joined by Raja Faisal, who is an analyst, and he is going to be providing us with a bunch of details that we're really excited to understand his perspective, because it is the morning, and I'm sure he hasn't had his cup of coffee yet, but hopefully we'll get something out.
Yeah. So, Assalamu alaikum, sir, and thank you for taking your time out, Mr. Raja Faisal, yet again joining us here at PTV World. What an occasion this is, and the SCO, one of the biggest events here on this side of the world. So, what are your views on SCO taking place here in Pakistan and us holding a meeting that would host over 1,000 delegates from all of these member states?
Well, obviously, first of all, I had my bananas and my fruits for the morning, but not the coffee. You're right about it. And secondly, when it comes to SCO, I mean, a few years ago, we were not even part of it. And now we are not even, not just a part, but of course, the most important part of SCO. And today, of course, we are on the crossroads of SCO, where we are holding it, and all of the delegates and all of the heads of states, they are coming to Pakistan. Islamabad should be proud. Pakistan should be proud of it. And the way everything was prepared for SCO, from security to the management overall, as Raza was explaining earlier, it is marvelous, and I think full credit goes to the government. And the way things have been planned, they are perfectly being executed. And when it comes to SCO as a forum, of course, it is one of the most important forums, not only in the region, but the world as well. But we shouldn't be forgetting that SCO got initiated with the perspective of course, connectivity. When we talk about connectivity is all about cooperation, mutual cooperation in terms of economy, in terms of the challenges faced by the region. And Pakistan, a country that has been fighting for more than 20 years, we've been fighting against terrorism. And when it comes to SCO is a forum that has been providing a huge support to Pakistan. And when we talk about connectivity, of course, Pakistan is pivotal when it comes to BRI and CPEC. CPEC connects, connects Indian Ocean with China. And when it comes to China, China says openly that it is the most important route for China. CPEC has huge importance. So CPEC is considered as, of course, not only benefiting Pakistan or China, but of course, SCO states can benefit from it. Why I say this? Because the next phase we are seeing that connectivity of CPEC with Russia through Central Asian republics and Afghanistan, that would be a huge step forward for CPEC, Pakistan, and China. And then when we talk about connectivity, it's not only the regional countries or SCO countries that China is, of course, looking forward to have better connectivity. But of course, through CPEC, they would be, connecting themselves with Middle Eastern countries and with African countries as well. So it's a win-win situation for, all of the states. But SCO taking place in Pakistan, it's a huge mileage for Pakistan, and it's a moment that we should be cherishing and we should be proud of it.
Most definitely. Now, Mr. Faisal, I have a point to ponder basically, and that is about some of the obstacles naturally that, occur. And basically, I want to know, how does the SCO plan to address the challenges of regional security, connectivity, trade, commerce, tourism in the light of the evolving geopolitical domain?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And one thing I wanted to add, and that was, of course, the climate change. We shouldn't be forgetting Pakistan is one of the, one of the top 10 countries that is getting affected of climate change and the global warming. And we know that we have less than 1% of the carbon emissions. And of course, when it comes to getting hit from it, we are one of the 10 top 10 countries of the world. So I think that is important, but connectivity for the region, and as I have earlier mentioned, that the Central Asian republics, the part of the world that is sort of lesser known to the world, all of these Central Asian republics, they are, of course, former Soviet states, and now they are independent states, and Pakistan needs to get connected to these countries. Of course, CPAC can be connected to these countries through Afghanistan. Uh, in the recent times, even China has been highlighting it, that these countries need to be, connected to, of course, CPAC. And not only, CPAC, but of course, when we talk about India, India is part of SCO, and Iran is part of SCO as well. That connectivity can be extended to them as well. I mean, they are equally the member states as Central Asian republics are member states of SCO. When we talk about SCO as an organization, of course, connectivity is pivotal and important to for all of the countries. There are many uh, there are many aspects that can be explored. Like we always talk about TAPI, and of course, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and then Pakistan, and then India. India is another, of course, SCO country, but there are certain avenues that India needs to look into, and there are, of course, issues related to cross-border terrorism that keep on uh, highlighting.
For interrupting you, sir. I apologize for interrupting you here, but since we're on connectivity, I would like you to go a little bit deeper into the special economic zones that we'd be establishing here, and this meeting holding the importance of bringing together all the member states and the benefit that they can take from those special economic zones, and establishing of the special economic zones, which not only the underprivileged class from Pakistan can benefit from and the underdeveloped areas can benefit from, but also the developed areas can benefit from. I'd like you to shed some light on that.
Good enough. When we talk about special economic zones, we very well know that recent visit of Prime Minister of Pakistan to China that actually initiated the second phase of CPAC. And in the second phase of CPAC, we will be seeing special economic zones being, of course, fully functioning in coming future. And that is not only for Pakistan, but of course for rest of the countries as well. As I have mentioned earlier about the Central Asian republics, there is a lot to explore for Pakistan as well. And the kind of vibrant youth we have, and uh, the kind of skills we have so far that we need to improve in coming future. We can, of course, expand our economic influence, not only to our neighboring countries, but of course the extended neighbors as well. And when it comes to special economic zones, with these special economic zones, we will be attracting more investments, foreign direct investments in these zones. And we have already seen that the Chinese companies, they are coming and investing in the special economic zones. We shouldn't be forgetting that China is a country that has one of the best, they have developed the skills. Uh, they have actually exported throughout the world, and their export keeps on increasing. there is only one reason behind
Exactly.
it.
In some areas, they are the highest importers and exporters. Like if we talk about fisheries and aquaculture and those fields, they're the largest exporter and importer of those products worldwide. So plenty of business there to benefit from. And with this, we are joined by Hassan Gilani. He's our senior and special correspondent and person right at this scene where it is all happening from the facilitation center. And we are joined by him right now for more details and a deeper insight into this exciting event that is happening, one of the biggest global meetings happening right now in Pakistan, as we bring you all of these details live. Let's join Hassan Gilani at the venue. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, Muzambil.
Sir, behind you, all these screens and all of what is happening right now. Kindly provide us with the details and intrigues into the arrangements that have been made. Our nation is happy to receive our brothers and friends and SCO member states and shed some light on the arrangements that have been made here.
Well, excellent arrangements have been made. As you know, SCO Summit is getting underway today, and today is the day when gradually the activities are picking up. We are seeing delegates from the member countries coming to Pakistan. The Chinese Premier has already arrived. He is in Pakistan. Today is the arrival of more days, of more guests from the member countries. Right behind me, you can see this is the media center that has been set up by the government of Pakistan to facilitate the journalists who are coming with the delegations to cover this event. This is one of the most well-equipped and the most tastefully decorated media center, equipped with all latest state-of-the-art facilities to facilitate the journalists here. And as you know, SCO is a very important occasion for Pakistan because Pakistan will have a very useful opportunity during this occasion to bolster and expand and deepen ties with all the member countries. SCO, as you know, is an organization in which Pakistan has a very unique place as compared to SAARC, because in SAARC, Pakistan was overshadowed by India's presence. But in this particular organization, we are seeing that there are big parts like Russia, there is China, and of course, Pakistan is also closely collaborating with all these countries to deepen connectivity and regional cooperation. Now, Pakistan is a very blessed country in terms of its geographical location, because experts believe that in the years and the months to come, Pakistan will be the most useful connector, providing access from Eurasia to Central Asia as the most cheapest as well as the most shortest route. I'm not saying there are not other routes, but of course Pakistan, given its geostrategic location, provides the best location and the best connector for promoting regional connectivity, regional integration. SCO as an organization is an organization under which the countries of South Asia and Central Asia can operate without the influence of the Western powers. The Western powers actually view this organization as an alliance of Russia and China, but that's not true, because it is more of that of an organization which is providing economic integration, prosperity and stability. If you look at the agenda, it talks about the connectivity. So Pakistan is very much determined to bolster its cooperation with these countries. Today is the arrival, as I said in the beginning, but from tomorrow we'll see that the discussions between the heads of the government and other senior delegates, dignitaries are going to be getting underway, and we're looking forward to a very prosperous region as a result of the discussions to be taking place on this occasion.
Absolutely. And now, Mr. Gilani, there is something that I'm very curious about. We're seeing desks behind you and there are various flags present. Do we know the exact number of foreign journalists that are present inside Pakistan here at the Pakistan-China Friendship Center who will be covering the SCO Summit to their respective countries?
Yes, indeed. As I said, today is the day of the arrival. So as the guests arrive, so do the media persons accompanying them are also coming to Pakistan. Right behind me, as you see, this is the desk that has been set up for the media persons. The media person that we are seeing right now is mainly from two countries. We are having Indian friends here. We are having friends from Russia here, the Atartas News Agency. Then we are having the journalists working for Indian state media as well as from Indian private media. But as the arrival from other member countries is still continuing, we are seeing guests coming from the Central Asian republics and of course from Iran to another country. So as the delegates at the head of the governments come, they will be accompanied by their media persons. So we we as Pakistani journalists are very desperately and very eagerly waiting to welcome our friends from other countries, our media persons, our counterparts, to interact with them. As I was mentioning in my report yesterday, that media provides a very useful platform for countries to collaborate closely. And since it is an opportunity for Pakistani journalists and journalists from other member countries to closely collaborate and need to know each other, and sort of an opportunity to sit with them and familiarize, acclimatize with them, with each other's countries, it provides a very useful opportunity to build bridges between the media. And from the platform of the media, we can hope that there's going to be a stronger voice for collaboration between the regional countries.
Yes, and that brings us to this thought that I'm having right now, that Pakistan, as we know, has been setting examples in plenty fields. Now, the recent Olympics, and to talk about the exports of IT, and in other fields, Pakistan has been setting up many positive examples for the world to take from. As we here at PTV gave 360 coverage of this event that is happening right now. What do you think, what are your comments belonging from this field, since a very long time you've been working on the field, that this message gives to the world in regards to the freedom of press and freedom of journalism, as we're covering every inch with freedom and command here? What can the world take from us?
Absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and now our senior correspondent Hassan Gilani was reporting from the Pakistan-China Friendship Center, which is the media facilitation center for the SCO. Now, coming back to Mr. Gilani, I would like to ask regarding the SCO Summit and the media facilitation center that is present, what facilities are actually being provided to those on the ground at the moment? Are they being well taken care of, and are their needs being met specifically?
Well, all sort of facilities, you just name it. It is one of the most well-equipped media centers that I've ever seen. I've had the opportunity of covering different international conferences. I had covered the SCO Summit back in 2004 in Astana, Kazakhstan, and trust me that the media center that we are having here is several times better than what I have seen elsewhere in the world. It has faster internet connection, it has laptops, it has printing facilities, it has television channels, it has communication infrastructure. You have access to all, you're right, you can see it in my background, you have access to all the international channels, and it has been set up in such a way that the respective delegates could have access to their respective channels. For Indians, there is Indian channels. For Russian, there is Russian channels. For Central Asian republics, there is Central Asian channels. So they could have an access to their own language, their own news by looking at the channels which are being shown here. Apart from that, this place is one of the most tastefully decorated place because it is actually invoking the rich cultural heritage of Pakistan. Outside, right behind this hall, I'll show you sometime later, that there's display of different paintings here, different posters here, different documentaries here that actually give the visiting delegates a whiff of Pakistan's rich cultural tradition, Pakistan's customs, Pakistan's lifestyle, Pakistan's social norms, and we proudly present ourselves to the foreign guests so they could have a real feel of the fact that they actually are in Pakistan, what sort of people Pakistani are, how hospitable they are, what are our traditions, what is our cultural legacy. So this was a very unique idea by the government of Pakistan to decorate this hall in such a way that it not only provides the state-of-the-art technical facilities to the visiting journalist, but also tastefully decorated in such a way that they have a familiarization and an acclimatization of how Pakistan's culture actually is.
Basically communicating what we are from the true core. And Mr. Hassan Gilani, coming back to the question, I guess there was a little disruption in the signal or something. I want to talk about how in the field of journalism, right now as PTV World and PTV overall has been broadcasting and taking care of all the transmissions and all of this SCO event happening as it built up all the way from the towns getting ready, from the streets and the roads getting ready, and all the coverage that is taking place right now. Pakistan has been setting positive examples in this world for the world to take from. And in the field of journalism and in the field of the freedom of press, what does this meeting, what importance does this meeting hold in communicating that Pakistan is a place where press is free and press can command and press can give out the information that it wants to give out, and the freedom and the comfort of journalism and the press at large? What message are we giving to the world right now?
Well, Muzammil, me standing here right in front of you and doing live interaction with you, updating you about all the activities is a manifestation of the fact how freely the media in Pakistan is operating, how freely I'm giving you the news without any restriction, without any bindings. I'm telling you the exact situation, how SCO Summit is being held. So this, of course, is manifestation of the freedom of expression in Pakistan. And you asked about PTV. PTV is dominating. PTV World is everywhere. PTV News, PTV World is everywhere. I wish I could show you right behind the cameraman. If you could just tilt the camera a little side on this. PTV World is dominating. You can see the world's largest screen displaying PTV World here, where you could see yourself and myself doing live interaction. This PTV World screen is installed here so that the people could get themselves the most updated stories and news about what is happening in Pakistan, what is happening with regards to SCO. This is the screen that shows PTV World right here. So all the delegates here, all the foreign media, all the international friends coming here can have access to PTV World here. There is audio, there is video, and there is larger display of our transmission going here round the clock, and people are having the best opportunity, the most useful opportunity to get not just the understanding of the Pakistani news, but also how Pakistan is treating the foreign dignitaries, how the SCO proceedings are going to be going ahead in the hours or days to come. This is all going to be shown live on this big screen here. And right behind me, as I said, there was this display of other channels on the small screens so that the people who are coming here from different countries could have access to their respective news channels, be it the Indians, be it the Kazakhs or the Uzbeks or the Iranians or other countries. They are also having access to it. They have laptops here. There is kiosks set up for all respective countries. For Iranians, there is a different kiosk. For Central Asian countries, there are different kiosks. So there's no mess here. There is very organized and a very well-managed setup put in place by the government of Pakistan to extend maximum facilitation to the journalists here. One thing which is conspicuous is Afghanistan. Afghanistan, as you know, has an observer status in SCO, but we are not seeing anyone from Afghanistan. Afghanistan has apparently downgraded its participation in SCO over the years. We were expecting Afghanistan to be here as member, but of course it's a neighboring country, and if they had shown any willingness to come, Pakistan would have certainly welcomed Afghan delegates too. But we're missing them, and we wish that we were here, but we are having Indian friends. And as and when the day proceeds, I will try my best to get hold of important senior journalists here to get their sound bites and get their thoughts and record their expressions, what they think about the media center, what they think about the arrangements put in place by the government of Pakistan to facilitate them and to welcome the dignitaries from SAARC countries. So as and when the day proceeds, my intention is to get hold of important delegates here and also give them an opportunity to share their views with you with regards to our arrangements and our hospitality.
Definitely. Hassan Gilani, thank you so much for the 360 view of what's happening inside the Pakistan-China Friendship Center, which is the media facilitation center for the SCO Summit here in Islamabad. Again, thank you for that comprehensive overview and that in-depth analysis of everything that's happening over there and the facilities that are being provided.
Loving the energy.
Amazing,
loving the energy.
Amazing. And now we are joined by our senior analyst, Mr. Farooq Batafi. He is joining us on Skype. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us, Mr. Batafi.
Thank you for taking your time out for PTV World, and it is an exciting event and an exciting time. And we would like you to start off by shedding some light upon how the most important part of the BRI, the larger plan, is making its way through Pakistan. And this event happening is bringing together all of the member states, and we can benefit from and we can provide benefit to the states.
Right, Muzammil, thank you very much for the question. I think that I would like to actually start by talking about the importance of SCO itself. because this body, when it was constituted in 1996, there was a rationale there, right? The idea was, especially because at that time everybody was saying that the world is a unipolar world, and there you have one policeman that can do whatever it wants. And we saw some conflicts even then brewing up, in which the US had a main role. So at that time, two countries particularly, China and Russia, actually sat together and decided that there should be an alternative to what is going on, and there should be a multipolar world. At that time, there were only five countries in it, and it was called Shanghai Five. After that, the number has been increasing. Now, India and Pakistan, Iran are also its members. And the goal has certainly expanded. And now the focus is on regional connectivity, integration, the stabilization also, particularly when it comes to DATS, that is its body to fight terrorism. With all those components, it looks forward to tackling some of the very important challenges in the region. Now, your question regarding CPEC being the flagship of BRI and how that connects with this, I think there are two things that are happening simultaneously. Remember that BRI is not essentially a part of SCO. BRI is essentially a China-led project, and which is meant to connect the world and established belt and road. If you know, the roads are oceanic, and belt is of course developing land routes as well. So there, Pakistan is playing a very crucial role. So because the Chinese Prime Minister is in Pakistan, of course we end up actually talking about both simultaneously. But remember that while BRI is led by China, SCO has two engines. One is China, the other one is Russia. And Russia, if you know, has its own Eurasian bloc, its own Eurasian Union. So Pakistan is trying to actually connect both. Pakistan is trying to help both countries and other member countries connect in trade and also in stabilization. Unfortunately, there's one country that hasn't been playing ball, and that is India. But I hope that one day we are going to bear them down, and we are able to actually find a way for all these components to work together. Yes, Muzammil.
Now, absolutely. Now, Mr. Patafi, you spoke about Russia, and my question for you is, what role do you see for Russia in strengthening the economic ties within the SCO, especially for Pakistan?
Right. Pakistan, remember that when you talk about other countries, especially the Central Asian countries, they have three cultural influences, right? Naila, one is a Russian influence. Of course, most of them were part of Soviet Union, and before that, Tsarist Russia also. Then the second one is, of course, Chinese, because of the Eastern Turkestan and all that. And finally, there is also Turkish influence. So those countries, especially because they're landlocked, the most influential country there is, Russia. And if you know about the history, Central Asia is the cradle of Pakistani civilization. So they have a lot of, natural resources. And if you visit any of the Kars Central Asian republics, you will be astonished how much there is deception for Pakistani culture, for Pakistani, products as well. But unfortunately, because of what has been happening in Afghanistan, we haven't been able to connect to Central Asia, even through Wakhan corridor, which is only 8 to 9 miles, not more than that. But we haven't been able to establish that kind of contact. If that develops, and if Russia plays a role in helping us do it, I'm sure that both Central Asia will benefit a lot, and Pakistan will also benefit because there is huge requirement in Central Asian republics for economic activity. They're beautiful places. If you go there, you feel like you have actually landed in heaven. That can be said about many parts of China, Russia, Iran also. And because I've visited India also, so India is also very beautiful. But if you can connect all of them, and if you can find a way for everyone to work together in tandem, I'm sure that sky is the limit. It was Ambassador Saib earlier was talking about almost half of the world's population sitting in SCO countries, and the economic growth as well. So if all those regions connect, if
All
Right,
right.
sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Batafi, for speaking to PTV World. And he was briefing us about, the 23rd meeting of the Council of the Heads of Government of the Member States of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And it's been such a pleasure to be able to present to you all of these wonderful presentations by PTV World. And again, we are doing the transmission 24/7 for you, irrespective of where you are in the world, only on PTV World.
And with this, we conclude this transmission. See you on the other side of the news. Good morning, Pakistan.
Pakistan.